Buzzy Bee presents the Magnus Archives fan panel. Episode number unclear. A fan-made experience. Hello, and welcome to the Magnus Archives fan panel, produced by myself and Rosebush Koss. That way. Start off with introductions. I'm Buzzy Bee with 4Ys, better known... Actually, yeah, it's my Twitch account. Y'all know me. I am playing Jonathan Sims, head archivist of the Magnus Institute, London.
There you go.
Yeah, they can hear you.
am. What?
I said they can hear you.
Oh, that's awesome. There you go. I am Rosebush Cause with the first O being a 0. That is my Instagram and TikTok. And I am Melanie King of Ghost Hunter UK. Smile.
Alrighty. Martin?
Hello. I am Pony Star, and I am Martin from the Magnus Archives. Martin.
Okay, and, we had, Gertrude will be here shortly, so in the meantime, enjoy Evil a Grand Monkey. Not an actual character, but they are now because I said so. And now that introductions are out of the way, statement begins.
So how we doing?
I should mention, I don't actually have a statement. We have 2 hours of recording on tape, though, but,
Our statements are the questions that you ask us.
yeah, if you ask us questions, we will answer. If you need time to, if we need time for people to join, then we probably should do that as well.
Yes.
Here, let me check my Twitch. I'm gonna make sure I have chat open on my phone as well. I've lost my phone charger. Also, we're American because fuck doing the British accent today.
I was going to, and then I decided, nah.
I haven't done the British. I do it regularly, actually. I just don't like how my British. I just don't like how British sounds with John. Like, I can somewhat get the vibe, but, you know, not as much as I'd like to.
Yeah.
Our chat room is very empty right now. It's great, isn't it?
Wee.
So, I guess. Sorry, it's allergy season, kind of.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
I guess if we're not getting any questions right now, we could do a reading of a past statement. You know, a collaborative reading.
Yeah.
Okay. Here. I have a couple in mind. Specifically 2. I'll let you guys take your pick between them. We have from recording 115, statement of Mikhail Salesa regarding an antique meat grinder in his possession during the autumn of 1999. Original statement given January 4th, 2007.
I actually haven't gotten to that one yet.
Otherwise, we have the statement of Jane Prentice regarding a wasp's nest in her attic. Original statement given February 23rd, 2014. Whichever you'd like to do. Would we like Jane Prentice? Or, I think it's Michael.
The meat grinder sounds interesting.
Okay.
It does.
In that case, I'm going to make sure that there's no spoiler parts. Okay. We'll just stop reading this part when it says statement ends. I'll throw it in the information thing.
Okay.
There you go. And the best way I can recommend this is we just kind of trade off paragraphs, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, no. Oops. There we go. We're gonna ignore any technical difficulties. Cool. So, let me know when you guys have that open.
What order are we reading in? I'm assuming you're reading the, beginning part, and then, like you said, every paragraph we'll read.
Yeah. So, we could just go John, Melanie, Martin.
That sounds good.
Cool. So, I'll start with the statement. The statement summary.
Mhm.
Statement of Mikhail Salesa regarding an antique meat grinder in his possession during the autumn of 1999. Original statement given January 4th, 2007. Audio recording by Jonathan Sims, head archivist of the Magnus Institute, London. Statement begins.
So, it's another statement, is it? Like I owe you something. Even though I warned you, even though I warned you the handle might have splinters, you should always be wearing gloves if you know you're trying. I can't fucking read.
How did you
You're
do
going to
this
try
for so
firing
long?
it, and you knew where it was from. The signs of rage and violence to be watched. God, I cannot read! So far, I do not see how it's my fault, and I don't consider myself liable.
That said, I don't want you thinking I don't appreciate you keeping it quiet. You all have been one of my most stable customers, and I'd hate to sour the business. So I suppose if it's a statement you're wanting, it's no inconvenience it's no inconvenience to me. I don't sleep well anyway.
So, what's it going to be? Could go over what got me started in the business. That's a story I haven't told you yet. Though there's less in the telling than you might expect. My first job was working with Jurgen Leitner, but I got out of that years before the man met his fate. Started looking for the exit about the time that I saw Warren get literally eaten by a book. And before you start cross-referencing looking for some newly birthed monster called Warren, I don't mean eaten like that. It left behind the leg. Don't know any transformations that leave behind your leg.
So I gave Lightner my walking papers and struck out on my own. I had no intention of following in his footsteps with books. And when I began, it was just normal, high-end antiques. I was moving Lightner's client list, which I'd taken the liberty of copying, did me proud. The man had a knack for sniffing out moneyed fools who, with no sense of value of things. Combine that with my own skill at evading a lot of legal entanglements, the trade can get caught up in, and making money was not much of a challenge. Once or twice, one of them would try to sell me a book, but when I learn a lesson, I learn it to my bones.
After a while, some of those familiar with Leitner and his library approached me with some of the more unusual items they had locked away, the sort of thing they'd had sold to him if they'd been bound in paper rather than ceramic or wood. I didn't want anything to do with them, not to begin with, but you've seen for yourselves that the archivists are not so volatile as the books, and they fetch a pretty penny. So eventually, I started dealing with in them as well.
So there's that. But I don't think that's the sort of statement you're after, is it? You want something a little ghoulish. Something to stick your teeth to. Fine, I've got one. You see, in this game there are a few rules it's a good idea to keep to if you're looking to stay alive. One of mine is that I only take stock of the merchandise. You want to know how I came by this rule? I know you do.
So there was a man who worked on my ship. Let's call him Cook. Not his real name, of course, but real enough for this, and thinking about it, it's unlikely he signed up with his real name anyway. Now, Cook, his main job was what you'd expect, working in the gallery to keep my small crew fed. But on a ship like that, all of you pitch in all of the time, even me. And cooking a few meals a day doesn't stop you from having other duties. And one of those duties was checking on the cargo, making sure none of the breakables had managed to, well, break. Any other crew and I'd have been worried about theft, but I'd been with most of these for 2 or 3 years, so there was plenty of trust there.
This must have been sometime in September back in 99, and for most of the journey, Cook had been checking on the merchandise with no problem at all. But on the last week or so of the voyage, he'd been taking longer and longer. It was starting to affect meal times and so on. One of these occasions, I made my way down to check on him, and of course, I found him staring into one of the boxes.
The item in question that we were transporting for sale was an old antique meat grinder. The sort with a heavy vise you clamp on the table and a nice big crank for twisting the screw, push the meat from the funnel along and into the mixer. It was a rusty old thing, all heavy iron and brand names worn away to nothing. If it wasn't for the fact that it was near 200 years old, it would have been more valuable as scrap. Even with the age, I wasn't confident we could shift it. Without looking at my records, I couldn't tell you where I picked it up, and I'm sure it wasn't pointed out to me as one of the weirder items. No warnings or nothing like that.
But Cook, he couldn't get enough of it. He was staring at the thing, a look of longing in his eyes. With another decade under my belt, I know now how stupid my next action was. But I used to consider myself someone who looks after my crew, and Cook seemed real taken with the thing. I honestly wasn't sure how well it was going to sell anyway, so I named him a fair price and offered to take it out of his wages if he wanted to claim the grinder for his own. He said yes immediately and was mighty thankful of my generosity. He grabbed the thing like it weighed nothing at all, which was the first clue I took proper notice of, and sprinted off to make lunch.
That night, dinner was hamburger. I made a joke to the cook about him getting good use out of the meat grinder already, and he laughed, told me it was from frozen. But looking back now, I don't think he laughed as long or as hard as I might have liked. The meat was good, juicy, and honestly, it didn't taste as if it had been frozen at all. The sausage next night were the same.
Cook was different as well. Whenever I passed him, I got a little bit of a smell, like a raw steak just hitting the grill. Not an unpleasant smell, not at all, but certainly one I'd never noticed on him before. Occasionally, if he was wearing white, I could see small spots or smears of blood just at the edges. It might have been his own working on a ship you get your share of cuts, but after a couple more days, it became a little bit on the unnerving side. He smiled more as well, and I'm not sure, but I feel that might have been the thing that tipped me off the most that something was up with him. He'd never been the sort to smile.
The meaty dinners kept coming, and I began to wonder a bit about where he was getting it all. I talked to Leigh about it, who generally deals with supplies and acts as a sort of quarters master, and she told me she definitely stocked up plenty of canned and frozen meats for Cook before we set out, though he'd been keeping track of what we actually had left. But it wasn't that I thought he didn't have the meat available, it's just that I didn't know how he seemed to make it all taste so fresh. By that point, I was pretty much convinced that whatever was going on with Cook was outside of the area of the natural, and usually traced back to one of the items I was carrying for sale. The fact that I'd just given something to Cook, well, it tracked too closely for me not to come to some obvious conclusions.
I started to avoid eating the meat I was served, kept my feeding to the small portion of vegetables that he'd add to the side, more a garnish than anything else. It didn't escape my notice that Cook was also hiding increasing amounts of his arm inside the coat when he spoke to me. First fingers, then the hand, then finally He kept the whole forearm tucked under his jacket, so I couldn't get a decent look. When I thought about it, I'd get visions of Cook slowly reaching in, cranking the handle widely with the other arm, while he pushed his skin and flesh into the whirling iron, mouth open and smiling. As it began to come through the mincer grate like a string of meaty bubbles, it made me feel ill, but I just couldn't get it out of my head.
So, a few days out of port, I snuck into the galley when he wasn't in. I mean, it was my ship, so I shouldn't have felt like a thief sneaking around, but I did. Secured over the hobs was a bubbling pot of water that Cook was gradually turning into stock. At first, I didn't know what it was that made me so uncomfortable about the sight. Then I realized he was making it the same way you make most meat stocks. He was boiling up some bones. And I am 100% certain that Lee did not supply us with bones. Especially not the sort of bones I was seeing in that pot.
The meat grinder was there, clamped onto the side, a ways away from the main counter, with no sign that it had ever been used. But there was something to it that alarmed me. When it had been in the box, it was old, rust creeping at the edges, not something you'd want to put raw meat through. But now it was spotless, like new, and as I got a closer look, the same smell that wafted off the cook got stronger and stronger.
Now I'm not one for hiding or dodging a confrontation, but if this was happening like I thought, I really wanted to catch Cook in the act, see exactly what he was doing. So I went and I waited until he was in the kitchen preparing dinner, and I just walked in. Well, I tried to walk in, but Cook had locked the door. I had my own key, of course, but I was also aware of how flimsy the lock was, so in the interest of time, I just kicked it open.
In many ways, what I found in there was exactly what I expected, but in other ways, I don't know. Cook did have his right arm up to the elbow in the mincer, his left hand working the crank around and around. I could hear the sound of bone and flesh grinding, but there was nothing coming out of the other end of the machine. Then I saw what was lying on the counter. It was his arm, neatly sliced off and butchered into cuts of meat, the bones shining white through the blood and dark skin. I remembered he'd promised us pork chop tonight.
Looking back at Cook, I saw the ecstasy on his face, with just a hint of manic terror as he turned the crank and a new arm came out, bit by bit, raw and glistening. It didn't look like his old one, but there was a part of me that was sure it would taste just the same.
It didn't look like he'd even noticed me breaking through the door. He was wrapped up in his own sickness, so I walked over and grabbed him by the shoulder, screaming to know what the hell he thought he was doing. That snapped him out of it all right, and he lunged at me, with a sudden cry ripping the lower part of his arm back off, and leaving it sitting there, ragged in the grinder. His left hand went to the boiling stock, blistering and peeling as Cook reached in and pulled out one of the larger bones, swinging it wildly about the place. I don't speak with
Croatian.
Croatian, but given the way he was salivating, I'm pretty sure he was chanting something about dinner.
But in the end, he only had one arm and wasn't thinking properly. His movements were clumsy like a drunk, and even at his best, I have killed worse than Cook. He went down easy. That's another good thing about having a crew you can trust. They tossed him overboard and cleaned up, without asking any sort of prying questions. Of course, they belly ached about another week on canned food, but I think they understood the alternative would have been worse.
Story has a happy ending, though. I managed to sell the grinder to some rich Canadian gourmet, who I assume was bored with the standard options for his meals. Didn't even have to leave anything out. Of course, he disappeared about a year later, and they never found the body. That, but there's no way to prove that it had anything to do with me. Besides, it's not like he was paying me in installments. Statement ends.
Hold on, let me just... Statement ends. There we go. Alrighty.
I will be right back.
Okay. So, Martin, what was your opinion on that statement? I'm dying to know.
It was quite interesting. I feel like it's very similar to some others we have in the archive, where for some reason objects have this weird allure to them that causes people to do horrendous things.
A big thing I noted, it was sent, was that the meat grinder was sold to a gourmet chef, one that we might have had a similar encounter with back in a previous statement.
Yes, you're right about that. It's weird how some of these stories
They link
just.
together.
Yes.
It's more or less. It's less than conspiracy at this point. It's more factual. It's just figuring out what links together and finding out exactly how. You know.
Yeah, like where it all came from.
Mm.
We can never get to the bottom of it.
Well, I'd ask Melanie for opinions, but I'm facing the wrong way. Still not used to this green screen thing. This is. Hang on, I gotta. For those unaware, this is a green screen, by the way. Otherwise, it's just green void.
I honestly thought you were just really dedicated and built a set.
No, I have a full on green screen. I wanted to be. I've had one for a bit. Oh hey, package arrived. Oh boy, more supplies for the archive.
Yeah, what'd you get?
Yeah, what'd you
Kind of
get for?
strange object.
Yeah, what kind of?
More artifacts for you, John.
Oh boy,
One
my
to two.
favorite. Alrighty, I would like to ask for your opinion on the statement.
Yes.
That is
On
not
this
an
statement?
opinion. Yes, on the statement
Oh,
we
yeah.
just read.
Well, considering that OOC, I have not gotten to that episode yet, it was very interesting.
A big thing, something I mentioned earlier, but something also of note is that it links to another. It links to another statement somewhat.
Ooh.
Do you care if I tell you about that statement without going too much into like spoilers about where it fits in the lore?
Yes. Or,
So-
I mean, like, yeses and I don't care.
Okay, so it starts off. It's about a restaurant that was shut down, right?
Right.
And the man who was running the restaurant got shut down for feeding his customers human meat. But the thing is,
I
there's this
feel
one.
like I've heard about that one.
Hold on, I'm gonna figure out exactly which one it is because I know.
'Cause I feel like either that or it might just be it's like a general thing that I've heard of it before.
Family business, I think it was.
What
No, not family business. That was Gerard Key.
Yeah, I figured that one was.
Taking stock. Was it cruelty free? No, that's the one about the pig that I really like. Eminent, nothing besides remains. Bodybuilder, the Uncanny Valley.
Take my camera off.
Feature.
Do you guys do on your days off from work?
Work.
I
I
guess.
don't use the institute anymore, so frankly, I don't care.
I don't think I've taken a day off in God knows how long.
You just go home and sleep.
Who says I go home?
Oh yeah, did you ever get that worm problem sorted out, John?
I mean, in terms of out of the place, no comment. In terms of it's, I mean, it makes me paranoid. Don't get me wrong. It's incredibly stress-inducing. Not to mention, learn to know how much I know would be incredibly scary. Where are my glasses?
Is that word cursed?
Probably. It's nice though. I'd wear it.
Fascinating.
I still can't get over whenever I put on glasses.
Back in the box it goes. Probably shouldn't be touching it, but
Probably shouldn't. Hey, at least we can monitor what happens.
I've got this all on recording just in case. Oh, we've got another person? Or did a grand monkey leave?
Evil Grand Monkey is gone.
Oh no.
I don't know what happened.
I'm gonna figure
I'm
out
like
which
now
Max this was.
weirdly okay.
Oh, there
Yeah.
it is. Let's see. I think
I'm going through these all. It was not 100. It was not 100. That one was assorted live statements.
Fascinating.
It was you guys without the archivist around.
yeah, I remember that.
Unable
was
to
fun.
get a fucking story out of people. God damn. Was it cruelty free? It was cool. It was. No, it wasn't. I just picked that one up before. Matter of perspective, third degree. Oh wait, no, those are all unofficial. Okay, that helps out.
You guys like to play some games.
I'd be down.
Alright.
Okay, but since you've touched 2 cursed objects now, how do we know which ones cause
3.
what effects?
These are 2 pieces.
I don't think this is a scientifically sound system.
I mean,
Um,
while it is
We're not-
within, while it is with, it's within the storage room of the archives. We'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm
All
going
right.
to figure this out.
so. What are you figuring out?
Which one's which?
Which statement is which?
Which statement is what I'm thinking of?
Alright.
You can start the game whenever though.
Okay, let me explain the rules to the best of my ability. Thankfully, we have 3 active people here, so this will work just fine. There's going to be 3 rounds, because everyone gets a turn to be... There are 2 actors and 1 person who is, like, in charge. And it's not going to be John every time, I can assure you that.
All right.
So, person in charge will give a prompt, and the actors have to start a scene with that prompt. And if one of the actors says something that the person in charge just doesn't like or wants to hear something different, they can shout change. And then whatever the person just said or did, they have to change it to something else. So, like, I don't know how to give a good example, but I do want to try this, because I've never actually tried this before.
I found the statement, by the way.
Which one is it?
72, takeaway.
Then I have heard it.
Statement of Craig Goodall regarding his explorations of an abandoned chicken and kebab shop in Walthamstow.
Working here has made me not trust food.
Yeah,
Working here has made me not trust anyone.
True.
working here has made me not trust you guys. Am I wrong, though? Am I wrong to not trust you? You've given me no reason.
You
You
made
have to
fun
play
of
this
me
game or not?
multiple occasions.
You've stayed in the archives before, to be fair.
On the cursed wedding dress.
You called me useless.
Once.
On more than one occasion.
Once. I don't need all of these tabs open. God damn, what the fuck? I had a tab open to the VeggieTales theme song. We're not gonna talk about that.
Is that important to
You like
our
to talk to
research?
tomatoes, John?
Totally.
Does squash make you smile?
That's my reply.
Was there an explosion?
No, that's the Vine Boom sound effect.
Is there an explosion? Is this
Better.
something?
Better.
These two are yours.
I'm getting in your head.
I need a mental health day.
I know. I saw that. No, I just didn't read the packaging and I was expecting stuff today. Lamau. Anyways.
Sparrow's mom.
You're contaminating evidence.
That's our evidence.
We're fine. We're fine.
Contaminating evidence. I said that's your evidence.
We're fine. We're fine.
Do you guys not respect the scientific method?
Yes.
I shouldn't do that on stream. No, not doing that on stream. So it's the
Is
stream.
Gersh gonna show up?
Yeah, I'm not positive about that. We just have Evil a Grand Monkey for now. But
Yeah.
alright, I forgot I'm in 3 different servers that all oh god, y'all can see those notifications right now.
Alright, I am texting Gertrude to name a random occupation so we can start this game.
Okay.
Also, who is going to be in charge and who's going to be doing the improv?
I can do improv.
I can't do that on stream. I cannot do that on stream. I cannot do that on stream.
Okay.
No,
Can't do improv on stream.
I was holding something that I should not
Alright.
do on stream.
Alright, so do we all understand how the game works?
Didn't we do this
You-
out of character? Didn't we do this at the Heartstopper panel?
Something similar. This is a little
It's also similar
this is
to
a
what we
little
did.
bit different.
It's also similar to what we did in the Lamanberg panel.
This is more like we're sticking with the actors the entire time rather than having somebody else come in.
Okay.
So you're gonna be in charge first, John. And so in the middle of our scene, you can just yell out, like, if I'm, as an example, if I'm accusing someone, if I said something like, it was you, and then you said change, I would say, it was me. Like, just keep going like that. And
Was it you?
we don't know.
I don't even
We
know
don't-
who you is.
We don't even know what it is. Alright,
0.
whoa. Alright. Martin, you and I are zookeepers. That's
Zookeepers.
alright.
Have fun.
Let's start this scene.
Are you going to start it or am I going to start it?
Do you want to start it? Okay, I can start it. Alright. We might have a problem. I looked at that monkey cage. There's supposed to be 6 monkeys. That's a little too many monkeys.
Are you sure it's a monkey and not a human?
I don't
Like,
think.
what if a child just like wandered in?
I don't think a human looks like that.
Harambe?
Okay, then what is it? Is it a monkey?
It's a monkey.
How are you sure that it's a monkey?
How are you not sure that it's a monkey? Did you
Well,
see
there's
the
no way
monkey?
there could be another monkey since we only have 5 monkeys.
But you didn't see the monkey.
Yeah, but like, where did it come from?
Change.
Did some random evil villain test their cloning machine in a
But
random
you
zoo?
saw the monkey.
Change.
But I saw the monkey.
But like you did you why don't we stop talking about the monkeys and start talking about why there's a unicorn just walking around?
Why is there a unicorn just walking around? Do you want to explain yourself?
What is up with the zoo? I think honestly, I want to quit because there's like
Change.
weird magical stuff happening in our normal everyday zoo.
Change.
Change your line. No.
This is a completely normal zoo. There's nothing weird
this
going
happens all
on.
the time, you know? we have unicorns. That's like a thing. We kind of just like take we take the toilet brush and we hot glue it to the whole the head of the
Is
horse.
that a reference to fucking Despicable Me?
Yes, it fucking is.
I thought it was a real unicorn. That breaks my heart.
Why would you think it was a real unicorn?
I don't know. There's too many monkeys. There can be a unicorn.
Change.
There's
There's no longer too many monkeys.
There are no monkeys. We've never had monkeys.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I just went to go check out the monkeys, like you said, and there are no monkeys now.
Yeah.
They're all just gone.
We have never had any monkeys.
And why were you
Where
talking
did the
about
monkeys come
monkeys?
from?
Did someone eat the monkeys?
Did the monkeys eat the monkeys?
Did the unicorn eat the monkeys? Did the unicorn eat the monkeys?
I'm having a stroke.
Me too. I think at the end of
I
the
want
day,
to eat a monkey.
I
That
think-
sounds exotic.
you know what I think? I think at the end of the day, the real unicorn was the monkeys we made along the way.
I just don't
Amen.
think.
And
Okay,
see.
so do we both agree to quit our jobs and never
Yes,
come back
we do.
here? Okay,
Absolutely. And scene. Whee! All right.
bye. Okay.
Anyone want to go now?
I dropped my phone.
Oh no.
I'll be in charge.
It's on top of
You'll
an
be
apple.
what?
I'll be in charge.
Okay. All right, it's me and you, John. Martin, give us
Chat.
an occupation. Or
Hold
chat.
on. Let's see if chat gives us anything. I have how many viewers do we got? We have 6 viewers. Chat, give us an
Go ahead, give us an
occupation. Give us an occupation.
Dang it, you don't trust me?
I'm saying no, I really don't. Honestly, with how you left the place when I came back, I'm just saying.
If
Doctors.
chat fails us, we turn to Gertrude.
Doctors.
No, come on.
Doctors?
I have a
Okay.
great
Doctors.
idea.
We're doctors.
So what's the statement of the patient? Or what's the status of the patient?
The statement of the patient.
They're insane and
The patient is just a torso.
Martin, you're in
Yeah,
charge of yelling
you're-
the word change when you
Yeah.
don't like one of our lines, and then we have to change what we said. So you're technically not a part of the scene.
I know, but I just wanted to say that.
Okay, valid.
Okay.
Valid.
what's
Just
what's
making
the
sure.
what is the status of the patient?
They're dead. You left them for a little too long, John.
What do you mean they're dead?
I mean, there's no pulse. They're gone.
How is there no I leave them for 5 seconds saying, "Hey, watch them. I'm using the bathroom." And then I come in. I see that he's been exposed to nuts. Oh, damn
They
it.
said
I see that he's alive and well.
Yeah, no, the patient's fine, actually.
You told me that you wanted me to kill him. You told me it was time to
Listen.
pull the plug.
Listen, I only did it because he is my father.
You said to pull the plug. And now and now he's alive and well. What do you expect to come from this? What do you think of our reputation when they see we were supposed to have someone die, and suddenly they're alive again and walking the streets?
Here's what we gotta do, John. We gotta kill them ourselves.
And how do you suppose we do this?
Well, since our first plan failed, I think we need to bring in the big guns.
Peanuts?
Change.
Nut peas?
Actual guns. We don't need to bring in the big nuts, John. We already have those.
I said the nut peas.
Which are the equivalent in this universe to big nuts.
And which one of us has the big nuts, huh, Melanie?
I do.
Says the one who stayed in the archive the whole time.
Hey, I quit. You didn't have the balls to do that. That's why
I physically cannot. What's your excuse?
Yeah, neither could anybody else, but I said, you know what, fuck that.
That's because you never had an official job.
You know what, I said, fuck you.
And I said, bring me a flamethrower.
Why do you need a flamethrower?
We're killing the patient, right?
That who also just happens to be my father.
Unrelated, but the patient just left call. Oh, there they are.
Oh.
So, we could do this with a flamethrower.
How do we not burn the hospital down?
Tarp.
Tarp?
Tarp.
Tarp.
A tarp. A
Change.
singular tarp. Change.
A fish? A carp?
Specifically of the magic variant. Specifically of the magic variant.
You want us to bring in 2,000 pounds of carp and lay them out on the hospital floor.
Not just carp. Magic carp.
Magic carp.
Magic carp.
What does
Yes.
this magic carp do?
It kills people, obviously.
Why do we need 2,000 pounds of it?
I have something to say. Magikarp sounds like Magikarp, the Pokemon.
Yes, that's
Sorry.
the entire point. Yeah.
Why do we need 2,000 pounds of magic carp, John? I thought we were killing one patient.
Who said we were stopping at one?
Oh, God.
Change.
This archive is not a fucking hospital.
Oh, okay, yeah, let's kill all the patients.
Looks like we're up to that now. Reminds me never to hire you for another job again.
I am completely fine with this.
And scene.
It ended happily ever after. You killed everyone.
We killed everyone.
You killed everyone, and Magikarp is still the most useless Pokemon in existence.
And Ghost Hunting UK is the top of the charts in England.
You all lost your fucking jobs. No, they aren't.
Huh? I think we should investigate that.
Oh, don't worry. I just say that whenever something dramatic happens. It comes straight from my forehead. The sound.
Yo, you're the anomaly.
Look, there's a lot of anomalies going wrong with this place. Why do you think you aren't able to quit?
Hey, I was able to quit.
That's because you were never signed on. That the moment you sign that contract, that makes you a part of this place. You literally become a part of this
for
place.
like 50 years.
Exactly. These earbuds are getting majorly uncomfortable, by the way.
Yeah, so are these earrings. Do you guys want to wrap this up, or?
Stream's been going on for 45 minutes.
I know.
Think
I
we
will
can...
do better with the story panel.
I hope that goes well for you guys personally. I'm not in that.
Rip.
But
I still need to
I
find
found
a
an
name for it.
anomaly.
What is that?
I don't know. It seems to be a ghost that creates more ghosts by killing people.
Oh,
Nice, nice.
And it's
So like
probably
the
gonna kill
hospital.
me now.
yeah.
Yeah. Wait,
Like
did we find this in the
Wait,
hospital?
Of course, yeah.
we didn't even finish the game. I still have to have my turn.
Yeah, wait.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Alright.
chat, we need another we need another occupation because I'm not
Yes,
getting
we
one
do.
from
Final.
I'm not getting one from Miss left job at the police station, then left job at the archives, then left. Where haven't you
Hey,
left?
my YouTube channel's doing pretty well.
No, it really isn't. Ghost Hunter UK is Ghost Hunter UK no longer exists anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
You should stop making fun of people that work under you.
Oh, also the ghost was called #serotonin ghost.
Oh,
Interesting.
why don't
I'll
we
write
do
that
ghost
down.
occupation?
Ghost hunters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't we work with ghost hunters?
I don't fucking know.
Oh
I
my
don't
God.
even know why we agreed to go on this job in the first place.
Change.
Wait, have we already started?
Yeah,
I wasn't
apparently.
paying attention. Okay.
I just said something negative about ghost hunting. Melanie just
And
like
then I said
changed.
change.
Boy, am
Change
I
your
sure
fucking
glad
attitude,
to. Boy, am I sure glad to go on a fucking ghost hunting adventure.
Yes, ghosts are so fascinating.
They are.
Like,
They are. It is totally fun to go ghost hunting for for a famous YouTube channel. Hashtag the Magnus Institute Archivists.
honestly, it can be kind of boring because ghosts don't have that much power. So
Not.
they
Change.
use all their power to just move something 2 inches. So we might be here a while.
Yeah,
I love
I love that. I gotta say, I am very happy that no matter how inactive ghosts can be sometimes, Magnus Institute Ghost Hunters is still top of the charts.
Wait, we should make an album
Oh, we should. We should make an EP.
with the ghost.
Oh, 100%. Hold on, I can play.
Come on,
I have bongos.
do you know how many dead people probably had failed music careers? Like, it would be just great for the ghost morale to, like, just make a band. Like, come on.
Okay, okay. So, the question is, how are they gonna play their fucking instrument?
Well, we'll probably have to sit there for days while they muster enough energy to just pluck one chord, but after a while, it'll be worth it.
How are they
have
gonna?
song.
They'll be able to play a single note on a guitar,
Once
or
an
maybe a
hour.
single key on a piano. How are they gonna play a chord?
Like ghosts, they just need to muster their energy to make their hand appear, and then they go boop, and then they're done. Like if
But
we
then they
edit
need
it
multiple, so they go.
together-
Change.
if we edit it together,
We're never
it'll sound
okay.
good.
So the ghost music idea is fucking horrible, Martin.
Change.
The ghost music idea is fucking amazing, Martin.
I am so happy that you like my idea. Thank you. It'll do such great things for the archive.
I personally don't see the benefit, but whatever makes you happy.
Change.
Thank you.
I see the benefit, but I don't want you to be happy.
Oh my god, it's just like canon!
I thought you liked my idea, and now you just said that you don't want me to be happy?
I appreciate your enthusiasm, though.
Like, come on, like, what ideas do you have to make the archive better?
Better organization, better employee base. Someone who... Look, you're great. Hell, you did statements for me while I was away, and I am forever grateful for that. Thank you so much. But also, the rest of our employees are kind of trash. I'm not gonna lie.
Change.
The rest of our employees are amazing. Are amazing for the company. Not gonna lie.
Man, like,
And we don't
I
need to
don't
hire
know.
anybody else, even though I was just saying otherwise.
Man, your vibe is like so off. It kind of feels like that there's like someone puppet mastering you currently. Cause like you say one thing and then it's like poof, another thing. But like yeah, I don't know. Maybe is this an anomaly? Should
Wait,
maybe we should write
Martin?
this down.
Martin, let's start a statement immediately.
Okay.
Pulling out the tape recorder.
So spooky.
Statement of the underscore ghost.
Statement of the underscore L word.
Oh no, not statement of Buzzy Bee with 4 Ys recorded live at twitch.tv. Statement begins. I was kind of
Statement of Bethan.
Was
Blue.
I supposed to say the
Magnus
statement?
Archives cosplayer that is currently missing from this panel.
statement. Hold on. Statement of. Trying to remember a funny name.
Joe Spooky.
Hold on.
Statement of the Twitch.
Statement of.
Statement of Scrimblow Scrungly regarding. Oh god, what is it regarding?
Kahoot.
Statement of the Duolingo owl regarding his encounters with Kahoot.
Statement of last name Hawk, first named Mike.
Statement of Tyler something regarding his encounters with the song Seabat by Hudson Mohawk.
Statement of this fox in my pocket.
Statement begins.
I saw a thing on Reddit that's like, what are women not ready for, apparently? Like, what are women not ready to hear? And then there were like a bunch of serious answers, and then there was just one guy that goes, Seabat, apparently.
Statement of last name Dover, first name Ben. Regarding some activities that happened in a back alleyway.
The anglefish?
I feel like I've heard that name before.
You should say it out loud then.
Okay, and Trover?
Martin!
Martin! This is a live stream.
Martin!
Trover!
Hold on, I'm switching to the gamer headphones.
Oh my god. John's a Catboy gamer.
I'm not a cat boy, but I am a gamer.
Catboy Jonathan Sims!
I swear, if anyone sends me fan art of Catboy Jonathan Sims, I will fucking cry. I will cry even more if it ends up being just a me IRL, being a cat girl.
Do it.
Do not send me any art of me in this cosplay as a cat boy / cat girl.
That I dare you.
I'm not going to pay you to not do it. But if you do it, this will go from a jolly good show to a jolly bad show.
I got my fox.
Check your
I'm checking
Instagram, Buzzy Bee.
Buzzy Bee with 4 Ys. I might hold on. My phone has auto rotate on. It's kind of got annoying. I am going to sob and end the stream. In the opposite order.
Sob.
No.
and
You want
stream
me to
them.
delete it?
No,
Okay. Oh, happy Waddle Dee Wednesday, guys.
I know. Happy Waddle Dee Wednesday. With that, we could end the panel at the very least.
That is true. I do have to eat.
I think I'll go from just streaming the panel to just streaming a video game.
Okay.
You should
Yeah.
stream Splatoon 3.
I don't have Splatoon 3. I have Splatoon 2. And I was gonna play Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Okay.
Alrighty. Do I have my
Alright.
app?
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you all for coming to the panel. The stream will be continuing very shortly. Let me just... Actually, hold on. Let me just...
Let me just
Get out of my trench
Is that
coat.
a Wednesday dress? Kind of looks like Wednesday Addams.
This isn't a dress at all. It's a sweater with a collared shirt underneath.
I know, but like, if there was a black skirt, you'd be Wednesday Addams.
No, I'm wearing black skinny jeans, and this sweater has stripes on it. I'm using a green screen, and it shows. Anyway,
You missed the opportunity to be Wednesday Addams.
I don't want to be Wednesday Addams. All I can think of now is that one song, though.